Hello, my Leo family. This is Barb at Mystic Door Tarot, and this is your weekly tarot reading for you, Leo, for July 27th through August 2nd. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And please subscribe and join me each and every day for my quick glance daily readings. Thank you so much to all my subscribers and viewers for all your support for my channel. And always a reminder, these are general readings. Now for the Leos that desire a more personalized reading, click on my website link below. I provide a much more extensive tarot card reading along with my original smoke card reading to provide information and answers to your specific questions. So let's get started and see what your cards are indicating this week. Starting with your first card, Leo, you have the Ace of Fire, which is also known as the Ace of Wands. Okay, Leo. So I think 2 readings back, you had such an intense energy with the Ace of Wands. So I went and pulled out that card to remind you, this wasn't any ordinary Ace of Wands card. This one here. This was the one where the wand actually cracked the stone in 2. And that was a major awakening. It was an opportunity being presented to you so strongly. And now you have the same card again, but in this deck it's called the Ace of Fire. And this specific card is in regards to spirit-powered action. This is in regards to an inspired transformation and your access to co-creative power. So what does that exactly mean, Leo? Well, last week's reading was very intense for you. Now, for some Leos, will have fully embraced the spiritual awakening from last week. Others may have not. But for the Leos that are understanding this kind of energy and enlightenment that's being presented to you, I'm talking about the Ace of Wands. And then last week I did dig out your cards. You had the Death card and the Judgment card. I'm going to place it on your reading right here, with the 9 of Cups wish card right in the middle. That was a message in itself, saying for everything that you're hoping and wanting and wishing for in your life can be found, with the Death card, going through this major transformation, and the Judgment card, which is a spiritual awakening, an ascension into a higher dimension. And that dimension is the 5th dimension. That's the higher calling. That's the empowerment. And that is your life purpose, Leo. Many Leos are being called at this time. Now here this week, you have the Ace of Fire. This is your connection to spirit. This is the unlimited potential for transformation. This is imagining something new and then also daring it to make it happen. This is a week to dream really big. This is incredible energy starting off your week. The Ace of Fire is bringing you an opportunity for an exciting new life and beginning. This energy is just raring to go. You just feel good. You're ready to embrace this new life, this new calling. And this is a gift from the divine, Leo, presenting you with this energy and inspiration. This is a new opportunity for a new you. And this is your chance to be courageous, Leo. And this is definitely has to do with the spiritual awakening. Now I'm going to include a link to an article that somewhat explains what I feel many Leos are headed towards this week. It's in regards to the different dimensions. And Leo, you've been heading toward this for several weeks, possibly some of you, maybe even longer than that. And this is about the spiritual dimensions, the third dimension, and going into the fourth dimension, and then finally into the fifth dimension. And this is not about right or wrong. This is about your perception on everything around you. And it's truly a wonderful journey to experience. The peace and calm that you feel is tremendous, despite everything that's going on around you. So this is what you're being presented with this week. Now let's take a look at your other cards this week to see exactly what direction you're supposed to go. So your next card is the King of Water, which is known as the King of Cups. And this certainly can be some type of advisor, some type of guidance, maybe somebody new that you're getting drawn to. There are so many spiritual leaders out there offering different classes and books and information. And the King of Cups is a water sign. Could be a Scorpio, but it's the fact that the King of Water energy is being presented to you. This is like a spiritual healer. This is a spiritual energy, something that you're being drawn to, Leo. Possibly somebody on social media, somebody that you came across here on YouTube, somebody that's going to make you see things in a different way. And this is part of your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening. Now, the King of Cups as an individual is emotionally mature, very well composed, very calm, almost like a father type figure. But taking gender out of it, just an individual that you can really get inspired from and you look up to. This is someone that is extremely caring, has a big heart, is an understanding listener, gives good advice. So this is definitely some kind of spiritual counselor or advisor or healer that you're going to be drawn to this week, Leo, or you already have been. This is an energy for the Leos out there that has been building. And this could be someone who has complete control over their emotions as the King of Waters has complete control. And that's in regards to they really don't feel the fear or stress, and they certainly do not deal with drama. There's an absence of that with this individual because they're spiritually tuned into a different dimension, a higher dimension. And the King of Water card has to do with the sacral chakra, which is indicating you need to change, Leo. You need to find whoever this person is. You might already know who that is. Might be somebody that you keep seeing on social media, keeps being put right in front of your face. This is somebody that you're getting drawn to. You're getting called to this individual for a particular reason. So listen to their advice. Now, let's take a look at your next card, Leo, even though I know where this is headed. The Major Arcana card, the Hierophant. Of course, Leo, this is a very spiritual week for some Leos. Not all Leos, not everybody is ready for the spiritual awakening at the same time. But it is important enough this week to try to get through to as many Leos as possible. And the Hierophant card is that actual belief system you have in place. This is whoever has been your teacher or mentor up until this point. And when this card shows up, you're going to be split off in one or two different ways. It's either going to be one or the other. Some Leos are going to stay with tradition and what they were raised on, the beliefs, your cultures or religion, your traditions. But then there are other Leos, and that's what this reading is about. are going to start questioning what you believe in. You're going to start receiving signals and messages, and this is your spiritual awakening. This is your calling. And that's what happened in last week's reading. Let's see if I can. The Judgment card. Whoops, sorry, this one. The Judgment card here. Hearing the call. Realizing there's new dimensions that you can tap into for peace and tranquility and change how you feel and look at things. The Hierophant showing up is an indication that you've been searching for who you really are, and you're wanting that connection, that bridge to spirit. Now, one of the questions that I always bring up when this card turns up is, when you make decisions in your life, are they based on what you believe you should do, or are you tuned into your higher calling? Do the lessons you've learned still serve you at this time? Or do you need to seek out a new teacher, a new mentor, a new spiritual leader? This is a major arcana card. This is indicating you need change in your life. And the number 5 energy of this card, it's not an easy one. This is presenting a challenge. It's an initial struggle going forward on a new path, and that is your spiritual awakening from the 3rd dimension, proceeding into the 4th dimension, which is almost like a hallway getting you to that 5th dimension. This is a difficult energy. This is shaking things up kind of energy. This is breaking your old habits. This is now getting rid of how you view things, good and bad, who's better, who's not. All judgment is gone. How you look at things has changed. The number 5 energy of this card is like passing through the fire to be made stronger. So this is certainly kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The old you is gone. And that has been taking place for several weeks and maybe for several months for some Leos. It's been building up to this. And that's why so many of us, I'm talking about the tarot readers, the psychics, the mediums, if you start looking at different things on social medias, we're all feeling this energy right now and trying to get the message out to who needs to hear it. And this is coming up in Leo's reading this week. But so many of you are hearing the call. This is your time. This is your moment. Leo, this is your time to move forward. It will be different for each Leo, depending on what kind of talents or gifts you have to offer the world. But the number 5 is the number of the throat chakra. So most likely will be some form of communication. So Leo, what has been calling you? What have your thoughts and ideas been turning to lately? The Hierophant card indicates that you're thirsting for more answers and for more knowledge, and you're starting to go down a very spiritual path. Now, the 3-card spread adds up to number 7, and how perfect is that? 7 is bringing together of forces, and these are sometimes forces beyond your control, Leo, but you will endure. And the number 7 signifies spiritual life, looking within, wisdom, and the bigger and larger meaning of the situation. 7 is the number of the crown chakra, which is the chakra of knowing. It's the top of your head. This is your connection with the divine. And this numerology of number 7 is not showing up by chance. This is your additional messages and signs for your spiritual awakening, Leo. You have the Ace of Fire, which is also the Ace of Wands, and not once, but at least twice within the past few weeks. First presenting itself as this wand cracking this rock in two. That was amazing, intense energy. And then resurfacing now as the Ace of Fire, presenting this opportunity to you. This is co-creative power with spirit. And the King of Water card and energy is indicating you're being called and driven to possibly a new spiritual leader or a new mentor, someone that's you're going to be going to for advice and a new spiritual direction. And then the Hierophant card showing up is indicating a need for change, a need for you to hear that call that presented itself last week. Your Judgment card. This is questioning your beliefs. This is an indication for wanting your life to be something more than what it is. And you're now starting to seek out more spiritual knowledge and direction. This is a spiritual path to the 5th dimension. You're being called to use your unique talents and gifts, and your numerology is the spiritual number 7. This is your spiritual calling, Leo, your spiritual awakening. And some of you will answer the call. Others will not. There's no right or wrong time. But the message this week is that the opportunity is being presented and open to the Leos that are receptive to it at this time. Very intense energy, Leo. Now let's take a look and see which crystal your angels and guides have chosen. Let's see. Rutilated quartz. Okay. Well, this quartz crystal is associated with your root chakra. So that's your home. That's your base. And that makes sense for this reading because it's almost like you're cleaning the slate and you're starting a new life, new beginnings. Now, this crystal is in regards to your home, and my guides are saying home is where the heart is. So this is focusing your attention on your home and where you live. So for some Leos, you might be moving. This spiritual awakening might point you in the direction of possibly a different job and possibly moving, especially if you're not happy with where you're at right now. And you can change that, Leo. But if you can't move right this moment, you can start to manifest movement in your life. Now, for other Leos, this crystal can be showing up as an indication to change up the energy within your home, especially for the Leos that really truly love where they live and their home. Change up the energy in your home, freshen it up, clear out the stagnant energy, move things around. Add something new to your home environment, and that will bring in good energy. Now, I did pull an angel answer oracle card for you, Leo, in regards to something you might be wondering about, or a question that you have, or just an additional message from your angels and guides. And you received within the next few weeks. Interesting. Because there's the angels among the individuals, the little children, the people sitting here. Now, Leo, this particular oracle card has a very short message. What you asked about or will possibly happen this month or soon after. So that's saying within the next few weeks. So your patience is being rewarded. So at the time of this reading, it can be within the month of July or possibly going into the month of August. So that might be in regards to the Leos that did have something on their mind and possibly within the next few weeks. But it prompted me to pull another angel answer card to get some clarification. And we got unlikely, which wasn't much better because they're kind of being vague. But the message behind this clarifying card is the situation that you asked about, like this here, is unlikely to occur as you're imagining it, Leo. So that's what the unlikely is. There may be different versions of events, Look at the power of that angel there. Trying to get it to zoom in. Here we go. Nice energy there. But there could be different versions of events that will take place, Leo. And it may be that what you asked about is simply not in your highest, greatest good. Usually, you might think, well, this is very simple, but your angels and guides are always telling us to think bigger than what we are. So that's why it's like you deserve something better. So what your guides are indicating is place your focus on an alternative possibility and then open your eyes to different opportunities. That's what your Ace of Fire here is all about, Leo. Your angels are asking you to be willing to experience a unique and more uplifting outcome than what you planned for yourself. And that just kind of goes with your entire reading, Leo. This is about realizing what the third dimensional world is all about and wanting to spiritually grow and understand things on a more spiritual level, a new dimensional level. So, okay, Leo, this reading will resonate with the Leos that are ready for it. Not everyone will be. It's not intended that way. But for whatever reason, the angels and guides, source energy, wanted this message and all of these cards to be presented to you this week. And for the Leos that are watching this video, you are drawn here for a reason. So think about tapping into some new spiritual knowledge. It will give you some peace and tranquility in your life, but it's up to you, Leo. So I leave you with the message of the cards, Leo, but it is all within your own hands because you decide your own destiny, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe and help support my channel. Love and abundance to my Leo family.